we keeping? David O'Connor here from Doc Fitness, and today is a bit of a different video because we're coming back into September right now, and it's a time where we're getting kids ready back for school, people are off to college, and a lot of the routines are put out of whack. So this video is just going to show you how important it is to make you a priority, because this is where people really fall down with their personal goals, their personal health and fitness goals, and before you know it, you're up a couple of stone over a couple of months and you didn't even realize it. Or maybe you're just completely out of shape or completely not where you want to be mentally and physically, we'll say. So yeah, let's get into it. So the whole reason I'm shooting this video is just that you can get better results through health and fitness and a better mental outlook in your days, because that's what we're all after, isn't it? Like, really, well, I hope we are anyway. Like, but think of this making you a priority as an analogy, because I know a lot of people out there will get bogged down in the fact that their kids come first, or this comes first, or their partners comes first, or whatever it is. But think of it like this: when you're in an airplane, do those gas masks or those oxygen masks, whatever they are, not gas masks, the oxygen masks that come down if there's an emergency with the plane. The first thing they tell you to do is to put on your own first, so you can stay alive and stay helpful to put on others then afterwards. And the whole reason with that is that if you focus on you first, you can help people better. It's as simple as that. When you're getting good sleep, or better sleep for example, when you're eating better, when you're feeling better, when you're looking better, when you're performing better, you're going to brush that off on everyone else you meet, especially people who have kids and want to be as role models getting back into this, we'll say, September routine after the summer. So that is kind of the first point I wanted to put across, because you need to kind of buy into that first, and not even buy into it, but need to know that before these other points are going to be drilled into your head. So all this stuff about making you a priority, it's very simple. I want to talk about something first as well for excuses. I know a lot of parents out there will be like, but I have to do this with the kids, or I have to that, or I don't have time, I'm too busy with work, or lads that do have busy jobs and stuff like that. Because all excuses are, in reality, a revision of the facts that have you made up in your head. So like, a simple one is if you don't have time because you have to get the kids out to school in the mornings, that you don't have time in the morning because you have to get the kids out for school. Where you're missing the whole fact is that if you worked on getting better quality sleep, I'm not saying it's going to magically happen overnight, because I understand how busy parents are with kids and stuff like that, but if you can commit to getting up that half an hour earlier, boom, you've a workout done before the kids start. You've a positive aspect put into you for the day. You focus on yourself for the start of the day, which is going to brush off on your kids first thing in the morning. That's why I want to bring up the excuses, because they do nothing to help you, whether that's time, money, anything like. And all excuses are then, as well as not taking 100% responsibility with that, which is a big downfall for a lot of people. So then the whole point of this video is you're making a plan. Now, you know yourself, if you don't sit down and write something down and plan it for ahead, it will not happen. Especially when you're busy and you have a lot of stuff to do. If you're making yourself a priority, you have to put it down as a weekly target. If somebody runs their own business, they might have targets to hit every day for their business or every week, but they miss out on the whole fact that they have stuff to do with themselves. If you have a job, you know you have stuff to do in work. What about the stuff of working on you outside that? What about that hour you're watching Netflix, or you're on Facebook, or whatever TV you're watching? What about putting that into yourself instead? Because you don't know what you don't know, so you'll never realize the absolute massive benefits you can get out of working on yourself. Like, so making a weekly plan, writing down at the start of the week what needs to be done that week for you to get a result. So like, if that's toning up, for example, if that's dropping body fat, losing the belly, building muscle, at the end of the week you want to be either down in body fat or up in muscle mass, for example. Daily, then you can break it down to daily blocks. When the day comes, you know you need to work out, or you're constantly working on nutritional habits or stuff like that. Very simple. You just follow the process. Or do you actually need to get onto a coach to keep you accountable, or to even know what to do in the gym in the first place? Because again, if you don't know what you're at, you're not going to plan it. But this is very simple, and here's a little tip I wanted to show you as well with that. So here's a very simple weekly planner that I use for a lot of stuff, especially for my health training stuff as well. So let's just say, for example, the kids are going back to school, or you're back in a busy job, or you're back in a more solid routine. Having a routine is so powerful. So this is where this weekly planner comes into play. So you can buy these in any kind of like stationery style shop. I got this one in Galway, in Deagles in Galway. But for this one here, watch, you can write down here at the end of the week, right, your result. So your goal. So it could be down 2 pounds in body fat at the end of the week. So you know then to start that week, we'll say like we do it here at Doc Fitness, most of our members train 3 days a week. So we have Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so they're doing their training session those days. So you could just say very easy terms. Again, I know it's hard if you don't know what you're at with these workouts, but again, it's not the idea. You can get onto a course very easy if you don't know. So again, workout. That could be would say anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. If your schedule doesn't allow you for that, you can work on 2 days a week, for example. So you've already got scheduled in. You know, then you might be working on a certain nutritional habit that week. It could be like, I don't know, your main habit could be water. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Like, so you can here put down water target. So if it's a lady, water 2 liters, water 2 liters, and it's just a daily reminder that it's there. You're going to have this with you as you go throughout the day. Boom, already done. You know, on Monday you could even pick the time. If you know then Wednesday's coming up and you have a busy day with the kids or school or something like that, or your job has you been working late, you need to make the decision, right? Are you going to get up that hour early, or are you going to schedule for after work? Again, on a Friday you could say here you need to weigh in or check in with your coach or whatever it is. But again, this is just keeping track of what you're doing. It's keeping you accountable. When you finish that, then very, very simple, cross it off the list, scribble it out. It's powerful stuff, and actually being able to write this down and do this. Very, very easy. You've probably done this years ago or done this already, but like, this stuff is very, very powerful. It keeps you accountable in your days, and all I want you to get out of this video is making yourself a priority. Get excited of the fact you're going to have a weekly plan and write down your weekly goals, where you're going to train, and what kind of nutritional habits you're going to focus on to get an end result that week. That's all it is. Because the sooner you start making yourself a priority a bit more, your family, friends, kids, everyone else will get brushed off on that as well, which will be better all around. And because you're starting off maybe the day, for example, for a lot of people, because they'll have to get up early to do this, again, you're starting the day probably the best way possible for yourself, and again, as I said, for your kids as well. So look, a very, very simple video. Hope you've taken something from it, and if you like it, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, because we're going to be putting up a lot more of these, as I said, from myself, from Coach Robbie, from Coach James, from Coach Kate, and we shall chat to you soon. Bye bye.